The storm raged outside like the world itself was breaking apart. Thunder boomed across the sky as sheets of rain slammed against the windows of St. Mark's Regional Hospital. Inside, nurses worked in a blur of motion, barely pausing as emergencies flooded in one after another. But nothing, not the storm, not the chaos, prepared them for what happened next. The automatic doors swung open with a hiss. And in walked a dog. But not just any dog. A drenched, mud-covered German shepherd limped into the ER lobby, dragging something behind him. It was a child. A small boy, no older than 6 or 7, unconscious, pale as snow, bundled in a ripped jacket and barely breathing. The dog's fur was soaked and bleeding from a cut above its eye, but it never let go of the child's sleeve until help arrived. The ER froze. For a moment, it was as if time had stopped. Doctors stared in disbelief. Nurses gasped. One of them, Amanda Hayes, rushed forward, her voice trembling, "My God! That's Dylan Matthews!" Everything changed in an instant. 6-year-old Dylan Matthews vanished from his backyard just outside of Pine Grove, a quiet town nestled at the edge of the forest. His mother, Emily, had only turned her back for a moment to answer a phone call. When she returned, the swing was empty, the gate ajar. No footprints. No signs. Just her son's favorite stuffed bunny lying face down in the mud. The search began within hours. Volunteers, police, drones, everyone came together. But the forest was thick, and the storm that rolled in swallowed everything. Hope started to fade with every passing hour. Enter Koda. A retired military K-9, Koda had been adopted by Officer James Reed after serving 2 tours in Afghanistan. Though retired, Koda had an unmatched nose and an even bigger heart. When James saw the news about Dylan, he didn't wait for orders. "I'm taking Koda," he told the search captain. He might be retired, but is not done. The woods were a nightmare. Mud, rain, falling branches. James and Koda moved in silence, scanning the landscape, trusting Koda's instincts. After nearly 12 grueling hours, Koda froze. His ears perked. He sniffed the air and bolted. "Go, boy. Find him." James called out, stumbling behind. Koda moved like a shadow through the trees, his nose to the ground. Then he barked, once, sharply. And there he was. Dylan lay beneath a collapsed log, barely shielded from the storm. He was unconscious, cold to the touch, and his lips were blue. James fought the panic rising in his throat. "No signal," he muttered. "No way to call for help." That's when Koda stepped forward. James looked at him, muddy, tired, but alert. "Can you do it, boy? Can you get him help?" It felt crazy. But something in Koda's eyes told him, yes. James tore a piece of Dylan's jacket, tied it around Koda's neck, and whispered, "Take him. Take him to the hospital. Go, Koda. Run." And Koda ran. Through the storm. Through the forest. Miles upon miles. Alone. He didn't stop. When Dylan was wheeled in, his vitals were critical. Hypothermia, dehydration, and signs of a concussion. But the staff worked like warriors. Heated blankets, fours, oxygen, every second counted. And Koda? He didn't leave the hallway outside the pediatric ICU. He Saturday. Still. Waiting. When Emily Matthews arrived, she fell to her knees upon seeing Dylan, alive. But when her eyes met Koda's, she broke into sobs. "You saved my baby," she whispered, cradling the dog's face. Even hardened doctors had to wipe their eyes. Over the next 48 hours, Dylan fought for his life. The doctors warned the family that there could be long-term damage. But then, against all odds, Dylan opened his eyes. "Koda," he whispered. Emily burst into tears. "Yes, baby." His right outside. They wheeled Koda in gently. Dylan reached out a weak hand. The dog lowered his head onto the boy's lap, letting out the softest whine. From that moment, Dylan's recovery accelerated. Doctors were stunned. "This isn't just medicine," one of them said. "This is love." James, too, was recovering. He had spent those hours combing the forest in panic, returning only to find that his partner had done the impossible. And yet, he didn't want attention. "Koda's the hero," he insisted. But Koda wasn't without scars. His paws were torn from the rough terrain, his eyes still healing. The vet confirmed he would need rest and love. And he got plenty. From Dylan. From Emily. From the entire town of Pine Grove, who threw a parade in Koda's honor the following week. The story made national headlines. Hero dog saves missing child. But beyond the headlines, something greater bloomed. People donated to local K9 units. More families stepped forward to adopt retired service dogs. And James started a program to train rescue dogs for rural communities, naming it Justice on Paws. In a world that sometimes feels cold and uncertain, this story reminded people of the powerful bond between humans and animals. Of sacrifice, loyalty, and unconditional love. Because Koda didn't just find a boy. He gave a mother back her son. He gave a broken town a miracle. And he gave the world a reason to believe again. What would you do if a dog like Koda saved your child? Have you ever witnessed animal loyalty this strong? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below, we read every single one. Paw Prints, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Justice on Paws, where we bring you true stories of courage, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond between animals and humans. Until next time, stay kind, and never underestimate the heart of a dog.